What's up guys? Welcome to Man About Cake presents Cake Decorating for Beginners. Today I'm gonna take you back to basics and show you how to fill, ice, crumb coat, and final coat a cake. And then we're gonna finish it with some simple decorations. Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna start by breaking down an 8-inch chocolate cake. So I'm gonna do this with a serrated knife. And what I like to do is cut in a line first. I'm gonna use this hand to turn the turntable, and then I'm gonna keep this hand completely steady. I like to tuck my elbow in too, so it keeps it level, and then we just turn.
This is some ninja level cake making.
Yeah, it is. So once you get all the way around, then you can start making little cuts into the cake. Ow! Ow! Oh, he doesn't care. Voila. That's garbage cake right there.
And that's the end of the show. That's how you make garbage cake.
Sometimes you can soak your cake layers with simple syrup. My cakes are very dense, as you can see, so I don't soak them because they're already so dense. Plus, they don't really take the soak very well.
I don't like to be soaked.
They're not thirsty.
I'm not thirsty right now.
Perfect. Let me just taste it. You gotta taste your product, right? All right, now I'm gonna clean up my crumbs and we'll fill this with buttercream.
I used to be a car salesman. I would take everyone out for a hot rod drive just to, you gotta test your product.
Sure. Don't do that. I'm gonna fill the cake with vanilla buttercream. I want this to look really nice when I cut it, right? So I wanna make sure that each layer has the same amount of buttercream. So I do this with a disher. You could also use like a cup measure. I think in between 2 layers, we're gonna do 2 dishers.
2 dishers.
That doesn't feel like enough buttercream. But as long as it's consistent in between each layer, then it'll look really nice when we cut it.
This looks like a big old Oreo.
Yeah. Next layer on, make sure it's on their level. Push down a bit, and then we'll do the same thing. 2 scoops of ice cream. Well, to be fair, I use Madagascar bourbon vanilla in my Swiss meringue buttercream, and it tastes like ice cream. When you're doing this, you don't have to worry about going over the edge, because we're gonna trim the sides of this anyways. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna get this into the cooler and let it firm up completely for when I touch the buttercream like this, it's completely hard, and then we'll trim the sides and do a crumb coat. Let's go, buddy. So now we're gonna trim the sides of the cake. The reason why we do this is because I want enough room between the board and the cake itself to put the buttercream. Plus we get more garbage cake.
Yeah.
It's the best kind of garbage cake.
Why do you call it garbage cake?
I call it garbage cake because a long time ago I worked at a bakery where we used to sculpt a lot of cakes. So we always have just leftover cake scraps and we put them in this big bin. It was a garbage can. And they would turn it into like cake pops and stuff.
Oh good, it's the garbage cake guy. That's what elephants sound like in my mind.
They also sound like a volcano. And what else do they sound like?
Monster.
The monster.
I'm an elephant then.
That's more like Eeyore.
Oh, okay, I'll keep trying here. I'm an elephant. You'd expect a big voice coming out of here, but boy, would you be wrong.
I like that better. There we go. I think you win on that one. Okay, now we're gonna give the cake a crumb coat. This is just a very, very, very light coating of buttercream so that we can put it back in the fridge. It traps all the crumbs in, and then we can do the final coat and have 0 crumbs. Start on the top, go all the way out to the sides. And the motion is kind of like a figure 8 that's on its side, like the infinity symbol. Back and forth, spread it out. But the main thing is always use your turntable as well.
Always be turntable.
Pick it, pick it.
Check this out.
Ah, we're crumbs, we're trapped.
And now we'll do the sides. And then we're just gonna cover the surface. All right, now I'm just gonna take a scraper. You can use a bench scraper here. And I'm just going to smooth the sides out. Whoa, just move
Those
around.
are used for scraping benches?
Yes, a pastry bench. And then we use
it was like the ads
both
on a park
tools
bench.
together. They're trying to learn here, okay?
Sorry.
And we'll just rake this off top. Give this guy a little haircut. Like I said, it's gonna look messy and weird. Don't worry about it. We'll do a final coat, it'll look really nice. Now this goes in the cooler to firm up completely again, then we'll do our final coat. Come on, dude.
Ah, crumbs are trapped.
Okay, now the cake's out of the cooler and all of our crumbs are trapped. As you can see, it's firm to the touch. Now we're gonna give it a final coat. So we'll do it the same way. We'll start with the top. Go all the way out to the edge. Now we're gonna do the sides. I'm gonna take the buttercream all the way out to the edge here, because that way when we scrape it, we'll get a perfect 90-degree angle, like this. Man, this buttercream is so soft. All right, now we're gonna scrape the sides. I'm gonna put this right up against the cake. At the bottom here, I can feel that board. Try to keep it at a 90-degree angle. So we're building up this nice wall here that we can do a little haircut on. Getting a lot of buttercream, so I'm gonna scrape this guy off. Give one big turn here. All right, I think I took a little too much off the top here. Just gonna fill in any gaps. All right, so once the sides are smooth, I'm gonna take and do the same thing I did before. I'm just gonna take this edge off the top. All right, now we're gonna get it in the cooler and let it firm up completely again, and then I'm gonna cut through it and make it super nice and sharp. All right, now the cake's out of the cooler and it's really, really nice and cold, and I'm gonna cut through this and make it a lot more smooth. So we'll start with the top here.
It's so cold in here. The crumbs are all stuck, freezing. God.
The crumbs have been trapped for like days, okay, dude?
Yeah, that's the crazy part. By doing this, it keeps the cake fresh for a super long time, right?
Well, just putting icing on a cake keeps it fresh, yes.
Because I've eaten some old cakes of yours, and they still taste pretty good.
My cake is never old. It is always fresh and always on point, okay?
Thank you very much.
It is always fresh. Nice and tight. So now I'm gonna get this on its final cake stand and we'll decorate. Come on, guy. All right, so now we're gonna finish this with a little bit of piping along the bottom edge here. And on the top, we're gonna do a little drizzly drippy, as I call it, with some ganache and then some fun sprinkles. So it'll be like a fun little birthday cake. So I got my bag here fitted with a star tip. And we're just gonna do some piping, some shells. So this is very easy. We're just gonna squeeze out, stop squeezing and pull down. That makes a shell. And then you just chain them together. So if you want to buy the tip or the piping bags, you can find them online or usually any craft stores. They're pretty easy to find.
Home Depot?
No.
The Lego store.
They should sell cake stuff.
Frank's Stained Glass Emporium.
All right, now we're gonna do a drippy on top. So I've got a little bit of a ganache here that's barely heated, so it's not too hot to melt our buttercream, but just warm enough to be liquid. Pour a little bit. Whoop. And then we're just gonna spread this to the edge and let it fall over to make our drippies. Yes. A little more drip over here. There we go. So then we're gonna do some piping on top as well. So I'm gonna space this out evenly. So I'll do a dollop here, pull up, do one on the other side, and then we'll split the difference there, split the difference there, and then in between each one. Cute. Now we'll finish it with sprinkles. JJ sprinkles. My favorite. Just put a little bit on each floret, and then I'm gonna put some around the bottom too. And that could be where your candles go. There we go. How sweet is that little birthday cake? This could be something for a birthday party or just to make you a hero at any party, because it's so simple to make. If you guys want to see more videos like this, subscribe to Blueprint's YouTube channel. I'm gonna go to the party. Let's go.
I don't like to be soaked.
They're not thirsty.
I'm not thirsty right now.
God, don't show that. I think I just spit on this cake. Please don't show that, editor.
You couldn't see it.
I went, and it went.
Can you ever have too much drip?
Never too much drip. Are you serious? Just put a little bit on each floret, and then I'm gonna put some on the bottom too. And that could be where your candles go.
This is perfect for an 8-year-old.